Welcome to 4th and the 5th of August 2024 Daily Current Affairs Quiz. According to the study, what percentage of the warming caused by CO2 has anthropogenic methane emissions contributed to between 1850 and 2019? 50%, 65%, 80%, 90%. The correct answer is 65%. The study highlights that anthropogenic methane (CH4) emissions increases from the period 1850 to 1900 until 2019 are responsible for approximately 65% as much warming as CO2 has caused to date. Which natural source is responsible for producing 30% of global methane emissions? Oceans, wildfires, wetlands, termites. The correct answer is wetlands. Wetlands are identified as a major natural source, producing 30% of global methane emissions. What is the global warming potential, GWP, of methane compared to carbon dioxide? 15 times, 21 times, 28 times, 35 times. The correct answer is 28 times. Methane, CH4, has a global warming potential, GWP, approximately 28 times higher than CO2. Which policy does India adopt to maintain independent relations with Israel and Palestine? Extended neighborhood, look west policy, policy of non-alignment, policy of the hyphenation. The correct answer is policy of the hyphenation. India has adopted the policy of the hyphenation vis-a-vis its relations with Israel and Palestine, emphasizing separate and independent diplomatic relations based on merit. What is the primary reason for the rapid increase in methane growth rates noted in the early 2020s? Increase in livestock, deforestation activities, response of wetlands to warming, industrial emissions. The correct answer is response of wetlands to warming. The abrupt and rapid increase in methane growth rates in the early 2020s is largely attributable to the response of wetlands to warming, with additional contributions from fossil fuel use. Which initiative commits to a collective 30% cut in methane emissions by 2030? Global Methane Initiative, Global Methane Pledge, Methane Alert and Response System, MARS, National Livestock Mission. The correct answer is Global Methane Pledge. The Global Methane Pledge commits to a collective 30% cut in methane emissions by 2030. Which court infrastructure issue did the Union Ministry of Law and Justice report highlight as affecting approximately 37.7% of judicial officers? Lack of adequate space in courtrooms, shortage of support staff, inability to cope with digitization, temporary employment of staff. The correct answer is lack of adequate space in courtrooms. The Union Ministry of Law and Justice report noted that around 37.7% of judicial officers have reported a lack of adequate space in courtrooms. What is the estimated percentage of India's crude oil imports that come from the Gulf West Asia North Africa region? 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%. The correct answer is 70%. The Gulf West Asia North Africa region contributes over two-thirds approximately 70%, of India's total imports of crude oil. What are some of the factors responsible for sea level rise? SLR. According to the report released by the Center for Study of Science, Technology and Policy, increased volcanic activity, ocean thermal expansion and ice melting, decreased Earth rotation speed, solar radiation increase. The correct answer is ocean thermal expansion and ice melting. Factors responsible for SLR include ocean thermal expansion and ice melting from glaciers, ice caps, and Ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica. Which Indian coastal city witnessed the maximum sea level rise between 1987 to 2021? Chennai, Kochi, Mumbai, Vishakhapatnam. The correct answer is Mumbai. Mumbai witnessed the maximum sea level rise, 4.44 centimeters between 1987 to 2021.